All right, all right, all right. I'm back. Hey, you guys, I apologize. I had a pre-recorded or a scheduled recording for this channel, and I wasn't able to link it. That link broke for some reason. Broke my link. Apologize about that. I got to get better at this. Give me 1 second. Let me do some few things here and get everything situated. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's get into it because the message is better than the madness. I haven't went live in a while as far as a pre-scheduled. It's a little different when you pre-schedule it and you're trying to connect these links. I broke my link. I messed up. I apologize, but I'm here. And the subject today we're talking about is cryptocurrency, the SEC, and the psychological warfare that's being waged on us right now, whether you know it or not. So let me get all my lighting right, get everything right here, and we go into our subject. And it's going to be a little minute here. I want you guys to be patient because I got some great information for you, and we're going to go ahead and get started with this information in just a few minutes here. I want to pull up something, and I just want to say to you guys again, apologize for taking so long to get everything going. It was like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I'm almost an hour late with this presentation. And again, you guys, I'm trying to get back acclimated to all these different links that I have. And I know how to go live, but in order to go live and schedule it and then catch that same link when you do it, it's a little challenging for me. I used to know how to do that, but I got to do some more studying on how to activate that particular link. I was able to see it in my back office, but I just couldn't activate it. For some reason, it wouldn't let me click live on it. I know I connected everything right, but I don't know. I broke my link, and now here we are. The devil is a lie. I'm gonna keep this going. I'm not gonna stop this information. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't want me to put this information out. How about that? Maybe they was trying to stop me from getting this information out to you guys. Maybe that's what's going on. But I do know that, like I said, I was very distraught with everything that was going on. But we're gonna get this thing. We're gonna get this party rocking. We're gonna get this party rocking. So again, let's start off by saying that it is a war. Okay, cryptocurrency, the SEC, the psychological warfare has begun, and it's a propaganda war, pretty much. And if there is a war, okay, if there is a war going on, the war will be against the people. And when I say the war will be against the people, meaning that the psychological warfare is to basically persuade your opinion against what's in your best interest and what's in the best interest of those in control and the powers to be and things of that nature. So also, if you decide to get any viable crypto, if you decide to get any kind of viable crypto, I don't mean the meme coins, I mean like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any, like Pulse Chain, any viable coins that you want to get right now, or the Grow coin, or the Nat G coin, which is on the debt box. These coins are all backed by some commodity. If you decide to get a coin, let me slow down here because I've been running around like a chicken with his head off. If you get any viable coins, you want to hold on to them. You want to hold on to them because as governments continue to increase their regulations, it's only going to increase the value of cryptocurrencies. So give me one more second here. I got to do something else. 1 second. Give me a minute here. Let me get some more things adjusted here. 1 second. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, we in the game. We in the game. We in the game. We in the game. So I'm going to have to pass out the new link to this particular webinar. I'm gonna have to pass out the new link because the old link got broke. I broke my link. Oh my God, I hate that. So I'm gonna practice. I don't like to do any practicing on going live because it sends out fake messages to people and then they coming in when it's just a test. So I'm going to have to watch some more videos on how to activate a pre-scheduled link. That's what I messed up on. Now I know how to go live. As you can see, I'm live now. But when you pre-schedule a link and then trying to reconnect and activate that link, I messed that up. And that's my bad. So right now we're going to go into details about what's going on right now in the world when it comes to this cryptocurrency and all the different things. Let me see if anybody came in on me right now. I don't see anybody watching, but that's okay. So long as I record this and put it out to the masses, that's what's important. So let's go to business. Now, let me get to business now. Let's get to business. Let me take a little drink of water here, and we're going to go into it. Like I said, and I got this on private. Why is this on private? If there's any type of war, this war will be waged against the masses. So I don't know how this got on private, but I will launch this out to the public eventually. So like I said, I had a lot of little technical difficulties. Again, a lot of technical difficulties. It's not easy doing all this technical stuff. Okay, now I'm going to read something to you guys right now that's kind of interesting. Let me go into my, let me share my screen with you guys so we can do this expediently and we can go straight to the nitty-gritty of the information at hand. And like I said, I'm going to share my screen with you guys right now. I'm going to share my screen. Let me see, where is my screen? Yeah, I'm going to share my screen with you guys right now. And we're going to go into details right now. So let me go ahead and get out of this. I don't want to go into that. I'm going to go into my PowerPoint. I have a PowerPoint I want to share with you guys right now, and we're going to go into it, okay? So cryptocurrency SEC, the crypto psychological warfare, and this is the Family Cash Machine. I'm EB Crypto, Eric Brent, and we're going to talk about it today. Okay, I want to read a statement to you guys that a gentleman named Mike Maloney, one of my economists that I follow, made this statement, and it's very, very interesting. And what he said is, today, mankind stands at the crossroads, and the path that humanity chooses may have a greater impact on our freedoms and prosperity than any event in history. In 2008, a new technology was introduced that is so important that its destiny and the destiny of the human race are inextricably interlinked. He's talking about blockchain technology. It is so powerful that but if it's captured and controlled, it can enslave all of humanity. But if allowed to remain free and flourish, it could foster unimaginable level of peace and prosperity. And then the final conclusion, he says that this technology inverts. Let me see if I can move it down a little bit. Let me see. I can't move this down a little bit. Okay, let me see. Oh no, I can't see that. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can blow this up. 1 second. Let me blow this up because I need to blow this up. Let me blow this up. Okay. And I got the statement right here, actually. It said, it inverts the power structure and places control of one's destiny in the hands of individuals. Now, that is the most powerful part of that statement, because basically what it's saying is all the powers to be right now. Okay, in that last sentence, we're talking about governments, we're talking about banks, we're talking about the central banks and international bankers, Wall Street, all those different powers, the energy, the power could be inverted with this technology. Every government right now is looking for alternatives. They're looking for other forms of medium of exchange or currencies. They're all looking for something different because they all feel like the currencies that we have right now have exhausted their means, have exhausted their usability. And all we're doing now is just printing money, and it's creating inflation. From the simple law of supply and demand, you have a situation where there's more supply because they're printing more money, it devalues the product or that particular product that's in circulation. So that's what's happening with currencies. This is why you see it costing more and more and more to do the same thing. It's not that it's costing more and more to do the same thing. It's the value of that particular currency is going down. So at this particular time, so many people are looking for alternatives. So many different governments are looking for alternatives. And that's what's going on in the world right now. So with that, we have a situation where they dismissed Bitcoin at first. They dismissed Bitcoin. They totally dismissed it. They thought it was weird. They said it wasn't going to work. They said that this was something that, was just a whim. It wasn't going to, produce anything, but they were wrong. They were very wrong. And now they're, let me go ahead and let me see if I could start this from the beginning. I can't see my screen, man. This is a disaster right now. Okay, so let me end this. I got to end this so I can see what's going on. Here it is. Yeah, I haven't done this in a while, you guys. Just give me a bear with me. Just bear with me right now. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this. Where's my things at here? Oh, there we go. Okay, now there we go. Now give me a second here. Let me share my screen again. And we're gonna go to the nitty-gritty of all of this. Okay, I should have been recording this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to record now. Hit record. Okay, now again, you guys, there is a war going on in the cryptocurrency industry, and it's not just crypto. This war is against the people. If there's any war being fought, there's a psychological war, and the psychological war has to be worked on the psyche of individuals. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. And we're going to go into, let me see here. Boom, share my screen. All right, boom. And let me go back to the beginning here, back to the beginning, and we're going to go down. We're going to get this down. All right, now let me go back one. Here we go. We're at the beginning here. Okay, psychological warfare. I can't see all of this here. We already spoke on that. And now we have, I want to look up what psychological warfare means. I didn't want to look it up based on average terminology. I wanted to look it up in accord to the art of war. I looked up the definition of psychological warfare based on the book Art of War from Sun Tzu. I believe that's how you pronounce it, Sun Tzu. And I would advise all of you guys to read this because this is what exactly is going on. Okay, so psychological warfare, psy-war, or the basic aspects of the modern psychological operations, psyops. I call it psychops because it's psychology. I just put the C at the end instead of saying psyops. I say psychops because they're psyching you out. Okay, so psyops have been known by many other names and terms, including military information support operations, MISO. They call it military information support operations. They should say military disinformation support operations, psyops, political warfare, hearts and minds, okay, and propaganda. The term is used to denote any action which is practiced mainly by psychological methods with the aim of evoking a planned psychological reaction in other people. Various techniques are used and are aimed in influencing a target audience value system, belief systems, emotions, motives, reasoning, or behavior. It is used to induce confusion or reinforce attitudes and behaviors favorable to the originator's objectives, and is sometimes combined with black operations, black ops, or false flag tactics. This is exactly what they're practicing on us right now. They're practicing a form of psychological warfare when it comes to cryptocurrency. I strongly believe that's what they're practicing right now based on some of the things that they're doing. Okay, let's take a little closer look at this war that they're having right now on cryptocurrency. I want to share my screen again with you guys. Let me share my screen. Okay, now we're gonna look at this war a little closer right here. And let's no, that's not the one I want. I want this one. Boom. Okay. Propaganda started with this psychological warfare, psyops or psychops. JP Morgan back in 2017, Jamie Dimon. I remember this guy said that Bitcoin was a fraud, it's a Ponzi scheme, it's a scam, it's not going nowhere. And you got to remember who this guy works for. This is the CEO of JP Morgan and Chase. Now, most of you guys know JP Morgan because JP Morgan was one of the ones that bailed out the United States back in the Great Depression. He bailed them out a couple of times. Also, JP Morgan is the guy who bought the Jocko Island meeting together. If you guys never read that book, I have had the personal opportunity to meet G. Edward Griffin. I've had several meetings with him when I was creating my courses called the beginning of the central banks, the secrets to the central banks, and I was creating a lot of classes that was called, the beginning of the Federal Reserve. And so in that process, I had a lot of meetings with this guy. We talked at a couple of conventions, and so JP Morgan was a part of the beginning of the creation of what you have, United States Central Bank, which is called the Federal Reserve. Okay, so JP Morgan is, we know, one of the orchestrators, but Chase is a part of the Rockefeller Foundation. So now you got Rockefellers and you got the Morgan, JP Morgan, who was really a lieutenant for the Rothschilds, all together in this one bank. Now, if you guys remember, there was a bank called Washington Mutual. Let me slow down a little bit. Washington Mutual became massive. They had them all over the United States. When the 2008 debacle happened, Washington Mutual got gobbled up by Chase, JP Morgan and Chase. Big banks swallowed up all the little banks, okay? So it doesn't surprise me that this guy here is making all these statements against cryptocurrency as being a fraud, being a scam, being a Ponzi and going nowhere, and you got to be stupid to invest in this. And he's made a lot of different, statements, negative statements, and he holds a very high position in the banking. Okay, now let me share something with you that I noticed after that. It was very fishy to me. So then I looked at 2017. Okay, we have Bitcoin. In that year, Bitcoin became one of the market's greatest speculative crazes. Okay, so at the same time he's talking bad about Bitcoin and the price is dumping in 2017, Wall Street Journal reported that Bitcoin is becoming a very strong speculative craze. So it's kind of like that old banana in the tailpipe trick. Like when you go to the swap meet and you want to purchase something, or you are at some store, a little local store, and you try to find little things wrong with it so you can bring the price down. Well, that's kind of what he did. I could see it was a psychological strategy of what he did. Okay, so also in the Bloomberg, I found where the Chicago Board of Exchanges global markets are poised to offer Bitcoin futures. Now, this is the same time that the head chairman of the board of JP Morgan and Chase is on a campaign to devalue Bitcoin, to talk about cryptocurrency, and to put out FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt to the public. The big boys is coming in. You see what's going on here? It's psychological warfare. Okay. Now let me share something else with you. One of the reasons why they are so frightened about crypto, I was just reading that to you guys in that statement that it inverts the power structure and places control of one's destiny in the hands of the individuals. So what that means is it has the ability to shake the foundation of banking as we know it. It is the first time ever in the history of the world that value could be created by the people. Okay? It's the first time that there's a digital product that has the capability of being a money. It has all the characteristics of money. It's divisible, it's exchangeable, okay? It can be used as a unit of comparison. It's fungible. Pretty much a Bitcoin in my pocket is, or in my computer is the same value as a Bitcoin in your pocket. I mean, it has so many different functions. It's a store of value. It has all the same functions as a money. So it poses a huge threat to the powers that be. And this is why they said it. This is why Mike Maloney said it can invert the power structure. Okay. It has the ability to be transacted between individuals. Okay. Pretty quickly and fastly. So this is very dangerous to governments. This is very dangerous to financial institutions who have for hundreds of years now, for 600 years, have controlled not only the creation of currency, but the value of currency and the distribution of currency. So now there's an idea here, cryptocurrencies, that has the same functions and characteristics as money. And it has the ability to replace money, but it can't be controlled by a bank. It can't be controlled by an individual. It can't be controlled by a corporation. It's decentralized. And they let this thing get too far because at first they dismissed it as a fraud, Ponzi scheme, or whatever. And so they dismissed it as just some novelty. Okay. And so now it's a huge problem to them because they're trying to enforce a centralized digital currency. It's not a cryptocurrency, but it's going to be a centralized digital currency. And this poses a huge threat to the structures, to the powers that be. And so therefore they have to do whatever they can to try to destroy this. And the first war is a psychological war because they really can't stop Bitcoin. It's no way they can stop this technology. It's decentralized. It's not controlled by anybody. It can't be controlled by anyone. And so that's the big problem right there that they're having. Okay, now let me move forward. Okay, now again, the same time, Jamie Dimon, 2017, is saying this is a fraud, a scam, a Ponzi scheme. You're stupid to buy it. In Rooker's article, I found Bitcoin rebounded from a brutal sell-off that same year. So maybe that sell-off came when he started talking negatively against Bitcoin. The sell-off came when he started talking negatively against cryptocurrency. The digital asset gained 14% on Tuesday, raising nearly 16,000 on the Bitstamp. Then again, I found in MarketWatch, Wall Street laughed at Bitcoin at 25,000, saying it can never reach 25,000. You're crazy. It's not going to work. This is in 2017. Okay, Bitcoin went to 20,000 and crashed, but remember, a few years later, Bitcoin went to 60,000. Remember, this is not a money. It's not backed by anything. It is basically data. It is basically cryptography. It is basically a ledger that holds transactions, that has the ability for peer-to-peer transactions to individuals, and it has a value. Okay, again, so this is causing a huge problem for them. This is why they want to attack this. Now, JP Morgan, led by Jamie Dimon, 2021. Jamie Dimon is now, his financial advisors were allowed to begin placing private bank clients into new Bitcoin funds created with crypto. Wow. So at the same time he's talking bad about crypto, he's turning around now and advising his special clients to invest in crypto. You see what's going on here? Psyops. Okay, we're going to get to the nitty gritty here. Let's move forward. Now, 2021, China bans all cryptocurrency transactions. And when they did that, it created a huge hysteria because we have over 70% at that time of the mining in China. Okay, the mining is what makes Bitcoin come to fruition. Well, Bitcoin started off with simple algorithms. It's an algorithm, and it's a problem-solving thing that you can't solve, your computer can solve. At one time, back in 2008 and 9, people who had computers, who had gaming computers, PlayStations or whatever, they were able to mine Bitcoin on their computers. And what happens is every time a Bitcoin is created, the algorithm gets harder, and the algorithms and the questions and the solutions get harder and harder and harder and harder, and the difficulties to solve these problems makes you have to have bigger and bigger and stronger computers. And that's what you see here. You have these what they call ASIC computers. They burn a lot of electricity, and these were mainly in China. They had a lot of them in China. There was a young kid named Jihan Wu, who's a multi-billionaire at 32 years old, because he was the one that really created the machinery to mine Bitcoin. And so he made billions at a very young age. I think at 28, he became a billionaire. So this is what it is here. These are the mining machines. They had to uproot all of these machines. They sent them to Texas and all over the United States and different places. But China banned cryptocurrency, banned all transactions in cryptocurrency. And it's not a bad thing when, I don't know why people get so enamored and so amazed when China bans something. Remember, China is a communist country. China banned Google. You can't Google in China. You can't, Facebook is banned. Apple is banned. So in my perspective, I want to purchase and invest in whatever China bans, because everything they ban ends up being a huge success, because they have this oppression of their people, oppression of information, oppression of activities. It's a communist country. The government controls everything, and they realized they couldn't control Bitcoin. They couldn't control the transactions. And a lot of the miners were there because they had this subsidized electricity there. Basically, the government is helping to pay for a lot of the electricity there. They had cheap electricity. So the government decided, we're not going to pay for something that's going to interact and interfere with us coming out with our digital currency, that they're teaming up now with Russia, trying to come out with their own digital currency backed by gold. But it's going to be a centralized currency that's going to be controlled by the government. They're going to be able to monitor every action, reaction, purchase, sale, everything that you do. They'll be able to monitor that. And that's called a centralized system. And it's a very controlling system. So let me get back to the lecture at hand here. Let's get back to it. So from there, we have this huge war going on with crypto. Now, let me go to the next slide. Then we had this thing with the terabytes. We had 60 billion in Teracoins went up in algorithmic smoke, okay? This was back in 2022, okay? And what this was is a stable coin. Stable coins are now they're trying to pass laws in the government to outlaw stable coins in America. A stable coin basically is a coin that's always $1, and it's usually tethered or backed up with something. This one here was backed up with Luna. Terra was backed up with Luna. There was an even balance to keep the coin at $1, and it was a rug pull that happened. Over $60 billion vanished after there was a glitch found in the coding that somebody exposed. And it almost looked like it was an inside job, like somebody who was one of their coders did this because they knew where the glitch was. That's kind of how I see that particular thing. Then we have here the FTX thing that happened. What happened to FTX, the cryptocurrency exchange? There was a cryptocurrency exchange called FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried, Freed. Look at his name. His name looks funny. Bankman. Sam Bankman. Coincidentally, his name is Bankman. Bankman-Fried or fried. I say Sam the Bankman got fried. How about that? That's what I say. And so FTX was an exchange. And a lot of people ask me, hey, what happened to FTX? And they took a bunch of people's money. It's an exchange, you guys. I teach all of my students, don't use exchanges to keep your coins in there, because we have a saying in crypto, not your private keys, not your coins. So what happens with a cryptocurrency is you have a wallet, and you keep your currencies in that wallet, and you're the one with the private keys. You're the only one that have access to those coins. But if you put it on an exchange, they have administrative keys where they can override your keys and take your coins. So the only time I use an exchange is to exchange coins. Like if I want to exchange Bitcoin for Ethereum or Ethereum for Litecoin, or I never use Litecoin, but if I want to exchange, some type of tokens, I'll use the exchange to do that and then immediately bring my coins right back. A lot of people were trading crypto. They needed an exchange to do that. They had to keep their coins on an exchange because they're day trading and they always have to trade. And that's a way to really get wrecked in this industry, I think, is trading crypto like that every day, unless you just got a set amount you want to trade with. So that's what happened. When that went out of business, it basically, it crashed and everything that was with it, all the people that had money there, it crashed. But this was a kind of a contrived, it looked very suspicious to me how this happened. Okay. And right after that happened, we had the bank failures. Okay. We had the bank failure of Silicon Valley Bank. Silicon Valley. Okay. Silicon Valley Bank was basically a bank that had a lot of technological people, Google and crypto people. This Silicon Valley Bank had a lot of money in crypto. Okay, you had three other banks that went out. You had Silvergate Bank, Signature Bank, First Republic Bank. All these banks were heavily invested in crypto. And a lot of these banks, now we have a lot of cryptocurrency credit cards that are being taken off the market because these banks can't back it up anymore. But what happened with let's go back to this guy here. Let's see if I can go back to this guy. What happened with him is actually this was kind of a contrived, this was a run on the bank, basically. This was a run on the bank. So what happened with this is there was over, I think, I want to say $36 billion disappeared in like 72 hours or something, or 24 hours. And it was all because of an announcement that the guy, CZ, that owns Binance, he had a huge portion of this company because he was scared of this company. This company blew up quick. It blew up so fast. It was really strange how it blew up, and it became the second largest exchange in the cryptocurrency industry. And so being that it was the second largest exchange, I think CZ was a little intimidated. So he owned a huge amount of shares of it. And at the end, he backed out. He wanted to ruin this company. So he did a tweet that he was going to liquidate all of his shares of this company, and it created a run on the bank. No different than a run on the bank. It created a run on the bank when CZ did that. But it kind of backfired on CZ, on Binance, because that the following week, Binance lost 1/3 of their total assets, something $30 billion something in assets, because people the run on the bank didn't just stop at FTX. Okay, the run on the bank went and it kind of like flooded over to Binance. So it kind of backfired on him. I think, that was a dumb move, to me, to kind of like sabotage your own investment. I mean, he didn't see it that way. He was looking at it as getting rid of his competition. But it after that, huge deposits coming out of his thing. Now he's under investigation. Okay. So I'm looking at this differently. Okay, they try to say that this was all due to Silicon Valley was, this was due to some other things, but mismanagement and all that. That's not what happened. The company's downfall spiral began late Wednesday when it surprised investors with a news announcement that they needed to raise $2.25 billion to shore up its balance sheet. So in other words, we 2.2 billion short of the money that we're supposed to have in this bank. Okay, this was a hysteria-induced bank run. It was a run by the VCs, all the different VCs, the venture capitalists, people that had money in fintech, all these investors, they just started pulling their money out. And $42 billion was gone by the next day, in one day. $42 billion was gone. And so this is what created that. And none of the banks that you guys are with, not one bank that you guys are with, have all of the deposits in their bank at any given time. They just don't. The FDIC only demands that they keep 10% of the funds that they bring in. So if a bank has like 100 billion, they only got to keep 10 billion. That's it. 90% they can loan out, they can have traded on Forex, they can do fractionalized lending, they can do all kind of stuff with that money. And in fact, when you first sign a bank account, notice all the documents they have you sign, initial. You don't even read all that stuff. You just trust the banks. And what they're basically doing is making you a accredited borrower of your own money. You're not really the owner of that money once it goes in the bank. You're like a accredited borrower, basically what's the status you have. That's why they can ask you all these questions. What do you want the money for? And you can only take so much out a day. And that's why they can put all these regulations on you, because you're signed that you are a credited borrower of your own money. Basically, that's what's going on. And so another thing that people don't realize is when you have a bank account, you only are insured up to 250,000 per account. So for someone to have 20, 30 million in an account, it's kind of absurd because you're not insured with all that money. So this is what a lot of people don't know. You're only insured up to 250,000 per account. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. Let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up. So I'm getting to a point here. I'm getting to a point. Now, they have this woman, Elizabeth Warren, who wants to ban all cryptocurrency wallets. She wants to ban all cryptocurrency wallets. I think it's absurd what she's trying to do. I think it's impossible what she's trying to do. And I'm going to read an article right quick on this particular thing that she's trying to do. Let me see here. I got an article that I want to read based on Mrs. Elizabeth Warren. It's kind of interesting what she's trying to do here. Let me read this article that's presented on this particular law. She's trying to pass a bill and basically wants the police knocking at your door if you got a cryptocurrency wallet. Now, I found this to be interesting. The Warren bill is really a Trojan horse. She wants you to report if you have a cryptocurrency wallet. Okay. Now, you would have to be crazy to do that, because if you have a cryptocurrency wallet, it's not in your name. It's a decentralized ledger. You're just a digit. You're just a number in a chain of hundreds of millions of different digits. Nobody even knows that's your wallet. So basically, they're asking you to tell on yourself. And so we're in a psychological warfare. Remember, it's a psychological warfare for them to basically brainwash you. And so enough is enough, you guys. At some point, we got to wake up and realize we're in control of our own destiny, and we can't allow government officials and banks to continue to dictate our financial destiny and our financial existence, because they don't have our best interests at heart. They all are working for big corporations, big banks, governments. They're not working for the people. That's why I said if there's a war waged, that war will actually be against you and me. So this bill she's trying to pass, okay, is to make cryptocurrency wallet holders reveal who you are. Hey, that's my wallet. That's my wallet. And again, like I said, you would have to be a damn fool to do that, because you're invisible. Nobody even knows you have a wallet. You're not, your name, your social, your nothing to your identity is connected to that wallet. You're just a digit inside of a bunch of digits. And so in order for you to do that, you would really have to be crazy. So again, let me read this. Warren and Marshall, this is the other person that there's planning this, to reignite the debate at Capitol Hill this summer and to enforce advocates of the cause. Prosecutors and federal agents, Dowdy, support the bill, and they have the bill that turns one way ratchet of financial surveillance. So basically what they're trying to do, they're trying to make you, if you got a cryptocurrency wallet, they're trying to put you under the same laws as Western Union or some type of financial institution. You have to be under the same laws and surveillance as a bank. No, that's not going to work. I don't know if she understands how crypto works, or maybe she does understand how crypto works, is that it just doesn't work that way. For you're not a financial institution. You're doing peer-to-peer transactions. And at the same time, it's software. It's not a banking institution. And so it's going to be very hard for them to do that. It's not going to be easy for them to regulate that. How do they know whose wallet is whose wallet? And if you don't say anything, if nobody says anything as to who owns what wallets, there's no way they can find out who owns a particular wallet, because these wallets can be installed on your phone. It can be installed on your computer. They can be installed anywhere where there's a digital access, and you don't have to use your name or your social or your address or anything identifying you to possess a wallet. You're just in the blockchain. Okay, so the Warren bill would require that anyone who designs a crypto wallet, a coder, helps to keep your crypto token secure, register as a money service business. So now how are we going to register as a money service when crypto is not a money? It's not a money. It's just a distributed ledger that contains information and data. It's not money. It's not regulated by any governments. It's not used as in any banks. I mean, cryptocurrency is not a money. It's an asset. Okay. So why would we register as a bank, or why would we register as like it says, a money service? We're not. Cryptocurrency is not money. Or are you saying cryptocurrency has the characteristics of money? Are you telling on yourself? See, check that out. So this means that any computer programmer, entrepreneur who writes the code and helps customers control crypto investments from their phone, and to help keep the crypto secure from hackers, would need to register with the Treasury Department as if they were Western Union. Good luck with that. Good luck with that, because they're not going to do that. A coder could be anonymous. You don't know who wrote that code. There's no way you would know who wrote a code if they don't reveal themselves. It'd be very hard to know who wrote what code. A code is just a code. It's just a bunch of codes. So again, they're kind of going overboard with it, but this is all to discourage people from getting to cryptocurrency, because they want to come out with their own digital centralized bank currency. It's going to be called the CBDC. They already started, called FedNow. It's launching in July. It's not going to be mandatory right away, but eventually they want everybody on this one digital system that's going to be very centralized, that's going to be able to control everything you do, because we can do nothing without money. We can't transact gas. We can't put gas in our car. We can't get on an airplane. We can't buy groceries. We can't do anything without transacting money first. Everything that we do is a transaction. So when they control transactions, and every single transaction in the world and every individual's transaction, that is total control. And this is why I said that this is not a war against crypto. It's a war against the people. The propaganda war, the psychological warfare, the psyops, the black ops, all of this is a war against your freedoms. And this is why I started doing cryptocurrency. This is why I saw this as an option to people to have a certain inkling of freedom, a certain sense of transactions that they can control, that they can continue to maneuver no matter what happens in the world. And this is why I am lining myself up, okay, with training and companies that have the ability to train you, okay? I have lined myself up with IX Global. I've lined myself up with Driven and the Debt Box, and we are offering you guys financial education, because right now, all of this stuff that I'm showing you, there's somebody capitalizing off of this. There's somebody making money off of these different things that's happening. Oh, they're getting ready to pass along crypto. Okay, look, let me show you what's going to happen as they pass along crypto. What's going on with that right now is somebody is putting themselves in a position to make a bunch of money. And I'm going to show you what I mean right here. If you go right here and you look at, boom, let's go. JP Morgan, the same guy. Here's that guy again. He's secretly positioning himself to take over Coinbase. Coinbase is an exchange, one of the first exchanges in cryptocurrency industry, other than Mt. Gox. It was one of the first biggest cryptocurrency exchanges. So JP Morgan is positioning itself to take over Coinbase. So you see what I'm saying? You got to put yourself in positions to obtain financial information. Okay, I'm going to leave a link underneath this video where you guys can sign up for courses. You guys can learn how to trade. And trading is not just about in and out every day. You can trade once a week. You can trade twice a week. You can trade when you see indicators or certain things in a market, there's going to be a huge impact. Or you can just accumulate the financial information and data in a way where you can maneuver with this information. And this is why the rich continue to get richer, because the rich, they put themselves in positions to get financial information. The financial data and financial analysis have not been available to the masses of the people. It is available, but we're taught in school, it's so difficult. You can't learn financial data. You can't learn. Well, everything I'm reading to you is financial data. And I Googled all this. All this stuff is Googleable. I Googled everything that I'm showing you guys today, and that's considered financial data. So I see what Coinbase is doing. It's being secretly sold to who? JP Morgan. So why wouldn't I want to put myself in classes that accumulates financial data so I can be in a position as the economic shifts are going on, I can make a bunch of money because I'm positioning myself as these economic shifts and economic wealth changes are going down right now, okay? Every single currency in the world is depleting in its value. And every single government in the world is scrambling, trying to figure out new innovative ways to create currency, to create transactions, to control transactions, or to create a new valuable system of money. And so knowing that, you putting yourself in a position to learn financial information, again, like I said, click this link underneath me. If you want to start learning how to trade, we are under the, I've teamed up with some of the best traders in the world. Corey Cromray is in the top 1% traders in the world. I'm with a company called Driven right now, and they're teaching thousands of people how to capitalize off this data. Now, look at it from the flip side. If they crunch it down on crypto, hey, why not me learn some things on Wall Street, because they're never going to stop Wall Street. Why not me learn some things over here on the Wall Street side and capitalize over there and still learn some of the crypto things over here where I can capitalize over here too? Because I just showed you the big boys are cornering in on crypto. They coming in, they grabbing it by the dozens, and they're trying to stop. They can't stop crypto, but what they're trying to do is stop all the bridges that go from crypto to cash, crypto to currencies. So that's what they're doing. They're attacking Binance, they're attacking Coinbase, they've attacked, all these different exchanges in pursuit to stop you from converting crypto to money, because they want to come out with their own digital currency. Make sense? That's what's going on. So again, is it bad? This what's happening? It could be because they're attacking our freedoms, but it's not bad if you capitalize off this information. You can put yourself in positions to capitalize off this information. You want to learn financial data. You want to go ahead and sign up with these classes that we're teaching, that I've plugged up with Driven courses. Some of the top traders in the world are teaching you guys how to capitalize off this information. I saw one guy that made $80,000 when Donald Trump election. So elections present opportunity. When the debt ceiling, they announced the debt ceiling was going up. I saw a guy make 50,000 that day. So every time there's an announcement about financial, Joe Biden is in trouble now, him and his son. Somebody's capitalizing off of this data. This is how the rich gets richer, because they teach their children financial stuff. Okay, they don't learn that in school, but in those rich families, they learn financial things. They get financial information. And in a lot of Asian families, Jewish families, they circulate financial information. And this is how they're able to make money even in the downtrends or economic quote unquote recessions, which recession only mean an exchange of wealth. That's all it means. The wealth is being exchanged. So again, I'm asking you guys to invest in yourselves, invest in financial information, learn the financial data that's relevant today that can catapult you in positions to make huge amounts of money. Okay, huge amounts of money. So again, this is where we're going. This is what we're doing. Let me look at this right quick. Let me see. So we're going to move further. We're going to move on. We're going to move on. So now back to the lecture at hand. Let me share some more data with you. And we're going to close this out. Let me share some more data with you. We're going to close this out. Okay. BlackRock. BlackRock now is bringing themselves. BlackRock, if you don't know who BlackRock is, let me stop right here. BlackRock is one of the most, oh my God, everything I've researched from pharmaceuticals to publishing to syndications, real estate. I mean, it leads to BlackRock. BlackRock owns almost everything. Okay, they're behind a lot of things. They are $8.5 trillion hedge fund. Okay, the largest hedge fund probably in the world. BlackRock is now investing in Bitcoin. This is recent news, 2023. They're trying to get an ETF while all these regulations are going, SEC attacking everybody, cryptocurrency under attack, and all the big boys are coming in. Do you see what's happening here? This is why I said psychological warfare. So again, if you get yourself a hands on some crypto, you want to make sure that you don't sell that crypto no time soon. You want to hang on to that crypto. You want to make sure you got a crypto that's going to appreciate in value. Because what happened with me is I had some crypto that I was giving away like $10 a Bitcoin at one time on webinars some 6-7 years ago. I'm giving away $10 a Bitcoin, $10 a Bitcoin, $10 a Bitcoin. Today, that same $10 is $700. Do you hear me? $700. And I gave out at least 50 or 60 of these, $10. You know, it's just $10, right? So every week I would do webinars and teaching people about crypto. It would be $10. But now that same $10 is over $700. So again, you guys, there's a war going on against you and me, not crypto. Crypto, they can't stop crypto. It's a decentralized ledger, meaning there's no server, there's no CEO, there's no way to cut it off. As long as you have electricity, cryptocurrency will exist. And you can't stop electricity because you got windmills, you have sun, solar, you have water waves and dams. There's no way to stop energy. Hey, you got the earth spinning. And just the earth spinning at 1,000 miles an hour creates energy in the stratosphere. That's what Tesla was proving, that you can go to the stratosphere. That's why he was building these huge towers. That's what the pyramids are, is they were catching this electricity from the stratosphere, the energy. So you can't stop cryptocurrency. There is no centralized cutoff. It's cold. It's cold, that's rolled and launched. And there's networks upon networks and thousands of people to connect. And as long as somebody has a cell phone or a computer to connect, you can't stop crypto. There's no way they can stop it. So they have to propagandize it, and they have to engage in psychological warfare against you and try to control your thinking to come back to them and their way of doing things. But I'm going to tell you guys, don't do it. Wake up, people. Learn the financial information. Learn about financial data. Okay? Like I said, if you want to link with me, there is courses to teach you different financial data. Now you might say, well, why would I want to learn financial information? Because you're living in a time now where all the economies in the world are going to crash. And if you don't have the financial information relevant to survive and thrive, you're going to sink like the Titanic. So it's you don't have a choice. You're going to be involved in this war, whether you want to be or not. So you might as well be prepared and prepare yourself. Because I'm telling you, it's going to be so sweet if you understand what's happening. You're going to be able to capitalize on so many different things. Okay, so again, I'm going to have a link under here where you guys could start entertaining and learning about trading. You can trade binary options. You can trade cryptocurrency. You can trade Forex. Or you could just accumulate information to trade on specific times that you want to trade based on information or new developments in the news. Bam, you strike. You might wait another month. Bam, you strike. There's always something happening. And with the proper information and the proper training and risk management, you can put yourself in positions where you're making nice chunks of change every time something quote unquote bad or good happens. So that's the benefit of understanding money. See, and not only that, I have access to cryptocurrencies that are backed buy silver or gold or oil or real estate. You want to have your hands on a real crypto that's backed by a real commodity. And that's what I'm about right now. Right now, I'm teaching people how to possess cryptocurrencies that have real value. So right now, there's again a link underneath here. If you're interested in the crypto side of this or the financial information side of this, whichever side you want, hit the link underneath here. Contact me. I'll guide you in the right direction. Okay, because Wall Street would love to get their hands on the Grow coin or the Debt coin or these coins that's in this private group that I'm in that have projects all over the world, whether it be oil, whether it be gold, and they're tying cryptocurrencies to these commodities and these assets, giving these cryptocurrencies a divisionary asset value. Basically, they're tokenizing real assets. Okay, so this is the things that you want to get into, because what's going to happen is as more and more people find out about these coins that's tied to real assets, and as these projects and this company expands its projects, those coins value are going to grow astronomically. Okay, so again, you guys, that's what this is about. It's just not about data. I'm not just giving you data to give you data. I'm giving you data and information so you can understand the time that's going on and what must be done. You must start positioning yourself for this great exchange of wealth that's going down right now, because governments are restructuring, creating new types of currency, creating new regulations to control you, because they know when this thing crashes, they have to be able to grab you back into their new system. Because if you grab onto independent systems like cryptocurrency and learning financial data and how to move in the core to Wall Street and how they're moving, and you're sitting on the side and you like jump rope. You know, if you've ever seen the girls jump rope and they try to get a rhythm, they get a rhythm and then they jump in. That's what we're going to be doing. You're going to be learning what's going on in the world, different economic shifts, different downfalls, different economic trends, and we jumping in, capitalizing, jumping out, jumping in, capitalizing. This is what it's about. So with that, I'm not going to hold you guys no more longer. I messed up in the beginning with my links. Apologize about that. I finished this video. I had a lot more to say, but again, I took it over so you guys now could take your time, go through this information, and again, grab the link underneath here. I always got a link underneath my videos where you can contact me, get more information about this cryptocurrencies that I'm a part of now with the Debt Box that has real value. Real value. Their first project did 120,000%. Do you hear me? 100. That means every dollar you spent was $120,000. They made millionaires every day. It was 3 or 4 millionaires being made back in 2021, I believe, when they started or something. So I think they started this company during the COVID thing, but this company has been the first successful company to connect real assets, oil, natural gas, gold, with cryptocurrencies, basically digitizing and tokenizing real assets. Wow. Now, if that's not real money, I don't know what is. Okay. And they're not here in America. They're in Dubai, where they already have an understanding and agreement with their government. They're not under the SEC. Okay, so you might want to get in this and capitalize on this and start learning more about financial information. If you want to learn how to trade, not just trading, but if you want to learn how to capitalize off of whatever happens in the world, also grab this link for more information, and I'll contact you guys. And like and subscribe to my channel so you guys can get more information as I continue to come out with more things that's going to benefit you and your family in the future. And you can position yourself for this great exchange of wealth that's happening right now. So with that, I'll sign out. This EB Crypto Family Caption. Peace.